Hey, welcome back to episode 2 of the Powerhouse, 10 a.m. or kind of 10 a.m. every Tuesday. Happy to see you back. And of course, the man in front of me does not need an introduction, but his name is Paul Roberts. Sold a company to a private equity firm, backed up, did everything on his own terms, coming back, doing it again in real estate because he's on a mission. What's that mission, Paul?
I want to create 4 more millionaires, and I want to speak to over 50,000 people over the next 5 years about addiction and recovery and stuff like that.
And this was what was it your 14th year, correct?
14 year of sobriety, yeah, on May 28th.
Walk me through everything, man, from having the feeling of, I guess, yeah, how you started.
Yeah.
How does it get now to where you were selling the company, all the troubles you got through, and, talk to us about it, man.
Yeah. And the reason I love to talk about this is because I want others to build a business. That's why I'm here. So when I say I want to create 4 more millionaires, it's about people building a business and being able to walk away, maybe go to Asia for a couple of months, come back, and you actually make more money and your company grows. That's building a business. And what I saw in real estate, what scared the hell out of me is a lot of people that think they're in business because they branded themselves. But if they walk away for a week, even just a week, they're stressed out and forget about a couple of months. And so I saw a huge need. And when I met the company that you and I are part of, I was like, holy cow, this is the golden ticket. Really, every real estate agent needs to hear about this. And if they don't want to hear about it and they're sick of me and they get rid of me, cool, I'm going to bring new people in. Don't care. In 2004, I found a company on accident. I was desperate. My cars were already in repossession. The house was not in foreclosure at the moment, but was getting really close. And it said leads, $75,000. And I was like, man, if I could just make $75,000 a year, I could get us out of the mess we're in right now. Let's go. Go to the interview. And this guy talked differently. He spoke differently. He started talking about building a business, kind of the way I talk to you. Yeah. I mean, everything is about building a business. People come to me and say, hey, you're in real estate. Well, I'm really in the leadership development business. I'm into building businesses. And they go, I thought we were in real estate. Well, we are. That's the side vehicle. And so this guy was speaking to me that way. And it was very different. I was like, hey, this is cool. Long story short, I fell in love with him, his wife, his family, and I said, let's go. And I just gave everything I could to becoming a better leader. And by becoming a better leader, I sold more life insurance and more annuities. And it literally started that way. And I just kept building and building and building till, literally someone kind of tapped me on the shoulder and said, hey, do you want to sell your company? And I was like, that's kind of weird. I went from survival to significance, what seemed like that, but it was 20 years. Yeah. And I was like, sure, let's sell it. But it was a lot more than that. During the process through building, it was a nightmare because I came there in a horrible position. And so, literally the day I was interviewing with this man, I was making sure my car wasn't getting repoed that day. And I drove home. I said, hey, I have found something masterful here. Let's go. And I just started learning how to build a business. And I started working on leadership skills. I started learning how to public speak. I started learning how to do all the things that were needed to be successful in business. And so, it wasn't easy. The reason why, and you and I talk about this a lot, people are addicted to transactions because it's quick money. It's fast. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. Cash flow's king. I tell you that all the time. Cash flow's king. Cash flow's king. Get your transactions. However, you need to focus on your future. And right now you're young. You're younger than I was back when I found that other company. So you got a head start on me.
Yeah, there's some hope.
There's a lot of hope. There's a lot of hope. And my goal is to every day get you to focus on the future, not so much on today. Like, for example, you'll come to me and say, hey, I lost, 1.7 million. I forget how much you lost.
Yeah.
How much was that the other day?
Yeah, it was 1.7 mil. And I was like, man, it's kind of funny how those things happen because, like, you know what? You take those things on a chin and it just gets you thinking, hey, I need to build a business because, like I said, it's quick money. It's not really quick, but it comes faster than building a business. But you want to get to that point where it's like, hey, you take an L here, but look at all the W's that's coming in. And I think that's the whole point about building a business, between being a business operator and business owner. And that's exactly what we're doing here in the Powerhouse. But I'm going to take it back a step really quick because there's something I want to ask you too, because you mentioned, going through all the trials and tribulations, how Fitz was a guy who helped you out. Yeah. Like, how often do you think about the people you helped out when you were in the business, and how many folks you helped get out of trouble, like make more money, get out of recovery, or get into recovery? I'm sorry. Like, how often do you think about that? And like, what does it make you feel when I ask you that question now?
Yeah. Wow, you asked me a lot. At some point when I was building it for me, Fitz, and it just got it in my head. It's not about you. It's not about you. It's not about you. He did it in a very nice way. He's got great people skills. He connects well. He didn't say, "Hey, stupid, quit thinking about you." Yeah. But that's kind of what he was saying. And so once I turned it to it's not about me, and I started thinking of other people, my business exploded.
Yeah.
Like everything I wanted started to explode. So today, when you ask me that question, it feels amazing. I mean, now I know going into this gig with you, it's not about me. In fact, I don't think, and I've said this many times, success was never about me. It was for me to show someone else how to do it, and it's possible. I barely graduated high school. I got in a lot of trouble in high school. I got in a lot of trouble as a kid, all the way junior high. I've done a lot of drugs. I've done a lot of drinking. I didn't do everything right, okay? But here I am. I sold my business to a private equity firm for 8 figures, and it's like anybody can do it. And so now my goal is to, whenever I get around anybody, you included, is to remind you anybody can do it. Because and this is what Fitz told me. And when he first told me this, I was like, you're an idiot. He said, the greatest success you'll have here is watching someone else succeed. And at the time I was broke. I was like, bro, I just want to see my bank account grow. I don't give a crap about anybody else. That was my thought process. Wow, was he right? Because then watching other people succeed, oh, dear Lord, it means way more than your success. I'll take you back to John Maxwell's book, 360-Degree Leader. It talks about George Bush Sr. watching his son, George Bush, I don't think he's junior, get inaugurated and what he felt like. He goes, that was more powerful that day watching my son. I mean, I'm about to cry right now. Just watching my son go through that meant way more than the freaking day that I was up there accepting the inauguration, And that's what success becomes. It becomes like when you become obsessed that it's not about you and you want to watch someone else succeed, yeah, it's worth everything.
It's because people want to know that you care. Right,
yeah.
Goes back to that, what we talked about last time.
We did talk about that, and people are always that's what they're asking. Do you care about me? Do you care about me? And I watch so many great real estate agents, and they're good trainers, no doubt. They think they're great trainers, and they give all the training in the world. But at the end of the day, if you don't connect, and I see it, they don't connect with everybody, and they go, you don't really care about me. Their training was the best in the world. They could train way better than me, especially on the X's and O's. But I'll connect with them more and get them to do more because they'll say, okay, that guy cares about me. This guy, he's just trying to train me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's beautiful, man. And, you're taking what you learned from your previous endeavors, now doing it in real estate. What do you think agents are doing now with their license?
In real estate?
Yes. How can they build a business here in real estate?
Well, let me clarify the question. So you're asking me where you and I currently are right now?
Well, no, I'm saying, I guess how are we helping the agents within our our group?
Got it.
Build the business.
It's constantly focused on the future. So I'm going to be happy about your transactions. Notice the other day when you told me, hey, I lost 1.7 million. I didn't act like it was the end of the world. In fact, I don't think I even really replied because I don't want you. That can't be your hurdle. Your hurdle is going to be bigger. I need you to step over that little bitty pebble like it's no big deal. I just lost 1.7 million, no big deal. Other real estate agents act like the world came to an end. So now I got to work on them and say, listen, this is not the end of the world. This is just a small little hiccup. We need to get 1,000 people on your team. We need to get 1,000 people on your team. And when you have a 17 million, not 1.7 million dollars, you're like, no big deal.
Yeah.
And I want you to be able to shrug the things that you can't shrug off today. I want you to be able to shrug them off later and just be like, no big deal, because you've got 1,000 people and they're following you, and you are worth following for sure.
Thanks, man. In return, we're helping them do the exact same thing. Right?
Yeah.
We're paying it forward. It's a domino effect, and the more we can help other people, we will be blessed in that fact too.
Yeah.
And it's all about changing lives, whether it's through transactions or helping other agents get more agents and building their business. We're all helping somebody at the end of the day, and it all goes back to, do we care? Of course we do.
Yeah.
And I love seeing the success of our agents doing what they're doing with their, they're more confident. They're taking initiatives to do trainings.
Yeah.
We're teaching them how to, hey, if you don't know something, go train on it. Because that's the best way you're going to learn.
Amen.
Right? So, you get burned by the fire and you just walk straight into it. And I love about that about our group because I mean, they're doing a great job, and I feel like we're doing a great job. It's a whole collective thing, and it's a beautiful thing to come unfold, man.
Well, you find out who your leaders are when they come to you and say, hey, we need to train on this. Because I did that to Fitz. I go, Fitz, we need to train on this. He goes, awesome. That's a great idea. And I'm thinking, oh, he's listening to me. Yeah, it's a great idea. He goes, I want you to do it next Tuesday. I'm like, oh, shit. I got to do it. Wait a minute. What? Well, whoever trains learns the most. You know, and you figure out who your leaders are. You know, we had it happen with DeCorey. DeCorey goes, man, we need some MLS training. We need blah, 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 blah. And by the way, we have hours and hours of MLS training that I could have sent him to. But instead of me sending him to that, I said, you know what? I want you to train on that next week. And dude, he got so fired up because he's a leader, you know, and we don't want to enable, we want to empower. Yep. And we empower right there. And I think we're going to empower some people on June 26th.
Yep. June 26th, man. I know I'm fired up about it. You're fired up about it. What's happening June 26th, man?
We are so let me say this. I believe in simplicity. And I've watched people try to train on AI the last several years. And I hear the stupidest things. I can't imagine my life without AI. AI is so great. Okay, can you tell so-and-so how it could benefit them? Because that's usually what people are doing. It's just, oh, if you're not getting into AI, you're missing the boat. Cool. Can you tell someone how to use it? You know, quit giving me your little one-liner hooks. I want to know how to use it. So I go to Cabo. I spend a lot of money to go there. And my whole philosophy when I go to a meeting, even if it's 3 days, and this was a 3-day meeting, my whole philosophy is I'm going to get one thing out of today and one thing out of the next day, and that's it. 2 things that I can implement immediately. Everyone else goes to feel good. He's the best speaker. I'm like, but what are you going to implement? Yeah. What are you going to implement? So I found 2 things in that Cabo trip. One was what we're going to train on June 26th. And yes, I'm excited because I'm not a tech guy. I sound like a tech guy the way I talk about this stuff because I can walk you through 3 basic little steps on how to bring ChatGPT, Gamma, and Cato together, and you will win the listing before you ever go to listing. I can show you how to bring Gamma, Cato, and Claude together to how you can build a seller funnel just like that, right? But I know how to bring them all together and work now where it's simple. So this guy was training on it, and I said, simplicity. I love this guy. This guy connects with people. I'm going to bring him on board. We brought him on board June 26th. He's coming down here from California. And yeah, dude, we're gonna change some lives with that. Because as you and I both know, you know, people get into real estate and there's so many shiny objects. Oh, dear Lord. Every once in a while, between you and I, we're going to act like we're not live right now. I want to go back to insurance and annuities. There's not as many shiny objects. There's less, you know. And over here, there was a shiny object around every little bitty corner. I thought it was bad in insurance and annuities. It's easy over there. You can keep people focused. Here, it's like everywhere. You know, and then the amount of text messages you and I get and emails we get. Hey, you should be an Airbnb guy. You should do this. You should do that. So you and I, what we've done June 26th is we simplified it. People are going to walk out of our gig and they're going to be implementing and using stuff and reaching back to you, and you're just going to be smiling. Hey, I got a listing. Hey, I got this. Hey, I got a seller. I mean, we're just going to be smiling ear to ear going, yes.
I just used it last week too, man, off a guy who called me off my listing. He goes, wow, this is powerful.
I'm telling you.
So it's amazing.
It's ridiculously simple, isn't
it? It is.
Yeah, because I remember telling you about it first. You go, this is simple. I said, it's simple because you're like, I don't want to sign up for another thing. You're like, Paul, I don't want to sign up for that.
Because everyone's trying to make money off of you, man. You know, with all these shiny objects. Like, all right, what's the cost? You know, and then finally, you know, thankful for Michael Lamb for taking that, I guess, consultation with me, if you want to call it that. But he's walking me through it too, and it's like it's very personable.
Yes.
And it's very practical.
Yeah.
You know, and I've already used it, and I got great results from it. And of course, a bunch of leaders in EXP are using it as well. So I mean, it's amazing. So I can't wait for June 26th.
It's gonna be amazing.
It's gonna be a good time, man.
Yeah.
All right. So, how do we win the listing before the appointment? We kind of already just touched on it, but how does someone do that?
Well, through what we're going to teach them June 26th, we'll have it all there laid out for them. There is a component that another person that we've connected with here in Studio USA, what we're doing right now, and another guy that likes to keep things simple. He's about as smart as me, so it all works out perfectly. He's actually a little smarter than me. But he keeps things simple to where it all makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I see it happen all the time when I'm interviewing people like, hey, I know I got to do content, but I don't know where to start, you know? And I'll direct them like, follow Brandon Scribner. He's really, really good because you're great at it. But you and I almost need someone to bring it back. And that's what Studio USA does for us, to say, hey, start here. Because you and I, we're already here. We're like, just go out there and put the camera on and go.
Yeah.
And they'll say, okay. And they won't. You know, we have a system here, a content creating freaking machine that that's why we left this for last. I'm so excited about this. We're going to be able to radically change people in helping them build content in a real way, live. In fact, we got a surprise coming at the end of July where we're going to hold a content creation workshop. Like, they're going to leave knowing how to do it, and they have done it. They will be posting. Like, we want them posting that day, showing the world, yes, I'm it now. I do this now. This is who I am. And really to kind of get rid of some of the nerves, you know, because it is nerve-wracking. I heard from a great person yesterday. He said, it's funny when people come into the studio and they're nervous, like hell, like they want to throw up, and they come in, and once the lights get going, they're just amazing. And he goes, then I've had people come in here with attitude like they were the best in the world, and they couldn't put two freaking words together, you know? And that's reality, right? The one that looks most confident and all this, the one that just come in here is just real, you know, and authentic. They can put everything together, you know? And so, yeah, the content creation machine, you know, if you join our team, we're going to have some heavily discounted stuff to use, a 4K studio like this, which is amazing. So much to offer people, which you and I could not offer. You know, we tried. You take people out in the field with you a lot. Thank you for doing that. I do as well. I'm filming people on YouTube all the time. But that's very, what's the word? It's hard to scale that.
Yeah.
Very hard to scale that. When we can fill up this studio with, you know, 25, 50 people and teach them how to do it.
And it's a phenomenal team they have here at Studio USA, man. Like,
it's,
you know, thankful to what we got right here going, and you know, it's a content creating machine.
I built the studio. You've seen my studio. I've spent a lot of money on that freaking studio, by the way. And I come in here, I'm going, man, I wasted my money. God, I wasted some money, man. In fact, when I came in here, he had changed all the cameras, right? And he says, yeah, I got rid of those little bitty, I forget what type of cameras he called them, little real, it was something very petty, you know? And I was like, damn.
I got one of those.
No, my cameras weren't even that nice. The ones he got rid of, my cameras aren't even that. I'm like, oh, man, why'd I waste money on that studio? And so we're laughing about it. But for you and I to be able to direct someone that comes in and says, man, I know I got to do social media. Boom, you and I just pass them off this literal machine. It's a freaking factory. Here you go, plug in, use it, go to town.
And imagine how much time to get back from that, too.
Oh, my gosh. How much time have you and I wasted trying to do it ourselves?
More than I can count, man. It's kind of sad to think about it, but, you know, coming in here, getting your time back, I think that's what all it is about, too, building your business. When you build your business correctly, you get time back for what's important.
Yeah.
Your family, your health, whatever you want to do, you have the opportunity to do it. And that's exactly what we're doing over here with the Powerhouse, and I just love our agents. You know, we're doing it together. We're not doing it alone.
Yeah.
Same mindset, same philosophy. We actually care. Yeah. You know, like there's some days where people have the worst days of their lives, but they'll still confide in you about it, right? Like, I'm not a therapist, but it's still, it's that bond and that's that friendship that makes things tighter, and that's how the group grows. And it's just something special we got going on, dude. Yeah. And like, we're kicking ass, bro.
Well, I'm going to stop you there. You said you're not a therapist. You're going to become a therapist.
Oh, dude.
When you build an organization, it's impossible not to be one, because what you will find yourself doing is caring so much for the people around you, and wanting so much for the people around you, and you will begin to speak differently. You'll say things differently. You're like, where'd that come from? It came from your heart, because you truly will become a therapist. You'll be checking on people. Hey, man, I haven't heard from you. Okay. Hey, man, what about this? Hey, I understand you got that deal. Let's go out and grab some lunch. Let's go hit some golf balls, or you go jiu-jitsu. Let's go beat each other up. Whatever it is you do. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's the best life in the world. Yeah. It's the best life in the world. I promise you that. And so but our mission is simple. We're going to teach you to think long-term, build a business. That's not an easy task for you or I, because everybody wants to think the next transaction, but we're going to teach them big. The next thing is we got AI content that we're teaching them June 26th, but we're always teaching them AI content. We could do a literal AI event every other week, but we're not going to, but we could. And then thirdly, we have a content machine that can go on autopilot if you just come in, join our team, embrace what we've already built, and the system that's already here, and go to town. We'll have some fun.
Do it, man.
And maybe one day you can sell your company to a private equity company.
Let's go, baby. Cool, man.
Go get yours. I'm getting mine.
Peace.